If you're new here, hi and welcome. I'm Joanne and I'm so excited you're here with me today. I'm super excited to be showing you guys my May monthly setup, and the theme for this month is stationery. I love stationery, as you guys know, and so I've been wanting to do this theme for a while, and it turned out so much better than I thought. So I'm going to show you guys step by step how I created each spread, including these really cute little post-it notes. And this month I wanted to focus more on like the habit tracking and goals tracking side of bullet journaling. I don't normally do a ton of that, but I wanted to try out some more layouts this month, so I'm going to be showing you guys how I set all that up. Also, in last month's video, I showed you guys a little sneak peek of my herb garden, and a few of you guys have actually commented on this and asked me how it's going. So stay tuned for the end of this video, and I'm going to show a little bit more in depth on how that's going. Grab your pens and let's get right to it.
Starting with the cover page, I wanted to keep this page super simple this month and just do a really basic yet elegant cover page. So I'm starting out by framing the title of the month, and I'm drawing these little like pieces of tape, and I'm going to shade them in afterwards. But I'm using my brush lettering pen here and creating a really elegant font. And then I'm going to be drawing a bunch of different markers on this page that I used throughout this month's setup. So here I'm drawing my new Zebra Midliner pen. I highly recommend these pens if you're looking to invest maybe a little bit. They were a little bit on the pricey side, I think like $40 for a pack of 15, but they're really good quality. They write super smoothly, and the pigment is really nice without bleeding through the paper or covering up other stuff that you're drawing over. So if you're looking for some new markers, I would highly recommend these. And here I'm going to draw in the Crayola markers that I used a little bit in this theme, and I'm just going to be drawing a few other of my favorite markers that I've used throughout this month's setup. Now on the next page, I'm going to draw out the calendar of the month. I've never done a calendar like this before where each day is kind of separate, so I decided to try that out, and then I decided to make these little like corner thingies so it looks like a little piece of paper that's being flipped up, and I just color the underside of each one to give it that effect. And then instead of just using this as a regular calendar, I've decided to try out a mood tracker. I've actually never done a mood tracker in my bullet journal before, but I've seen lots of other journalers and creators doing them, so I decided to give it a try. I need one more emotion here, and I feel like my emotions that I've chosen so far are kind of negative, so I'm going to try to think of one more positive emotion that I can be filling in. And then the idea is to use those markers that I just used that you can see on the screen there, and just fill in each day depending on how I'm feeling for the day. So now I'm writing in the name of the month in the same font that I used on the cover page, and just to like add a little bit of art. I actually did this art after I did the habit tracker on the next page, but now I'm just drawing in a couple markers, and these are the pens and markers that I'm using in the spread, some of my favorite markers. Okay, and now onto the habit tracker. I usually do a habit tracker every month. It's my least favorite page to create. I find it really tedious because you have to like draw out the month many times, but it's very enjoyable to use the habit tracker throughout the month. So I'm going to use block letters just to add a bit of contrast because I've used the cursor on the left page. So I'm going to add these like really simple kind of fun block letters here and coloring them in. And then I'm going to do a sort of different habit tracker layout than I've shown you guys before. I've actually done this layout before, but I did it in a month before I started my YouTube channel. So actually you guys have never seen this layout on my channel before. But yeah, first I'm going to color this one in, and then I'm going to start adding the layouts. So you can see that I've written 6 layouts for the trackers, and I'm going to be choosing my habits. I've got bullet journaling, workout, stretch, vegetarian, YouTube, and Invisalign. I'm pretty good about most of these. I have to admit some of them I'm not great about, and being able to color them in my bullet journal helps me tick them off. For some like Invisalign and bullet journal, I'm actually really good about them because the Invisalign is kind of necessary to be straightening my teeth, and then the bullet journaling I really enjoy, but I have to admit stretching is probably my worst habit, so I'm keeping that in my habit tracker to try to force me to actually work on it. And then just for fun on this page, I'm drawing in some little doodles of like stationery related items in those blank spaces. We have some clips, and here I'm drawing some washi tape. I actually don't own any washi tape. I'm sort of feeling like I should try some out and get some, but at the minute I don't have any. So for now it sort of looks like toilet paper, but I'm coloring them in, and I think once I've colored them in with some fun patterns, they hopefully don't look like toilet paper anymore. Here I'm gonna draw some Elmer's glue. Guys, who remembers this glue? This was an iconic elementary school staple in the backpack, no? I'm super happy with how the mood tracker and habit tracker spread has turned out. What do you guys think? This page actually started, originally I was going to make this page the mood tracker, and I was going to draw like a sort of work from home like desk setup, and then as I drew it sort of morphed into my desk setup at home, and I ended up liking the sketch that I had laid out with my pencil so much that I decided not to make this the mood tracker. So I did the mood tracker on the previous page, and I decided to just make this like an art page just to enjoy. It doesn't serve any other purpose other than being beautiful in my bullet journal, and I'm just like really happy with how it turned out. It makes me really happy to look at it. So yeah, I think this might be something that I'll think about doing more often in my bullet journal monthly setups from now on, just like an art page, because I really liked it more than I realized I would. I've always just done the habit tracker and then moved right on to the weekly spreads, and everything's always kind of been like a bit utilitarian and had a real purpose. And I kind of like the idea of just having a beautiful page to admire when I open my bullet journal every day, when I'm doing my journaling and planning for the day, just to kind of enjoy the artwork that I've been doing. So this is actually a drawing of my setup at home. All my stuff is actually, almost all of it is secondhand. The chair is from Facebook Marketplace, the lamp I also got from Facebook Marketplace, the desk and monitor are actually hand-me-downs from my younger brother. So yeah, pretty much everything in my office space is thrifted or secondhand. And then here I'm writing a quote that is on a little ceramic star that I have on my desk. This star was given to me from a former coworker and a really close friend when I left that company. She gave me this little ceramic star, and it was just so cute and sweet that I wanted to include this quote on my art page. On this next page, I'm setting up some goals and trackers for myself for the month. Every month I always do the goals and then fill them in, but this month I wanted to include space for a few more categories like workout plan, recipes, and just be a little bit more organized with some of those areas of my life that I want to focus on a little bit more this month. And I decided a fun way to do that with this month's theme would be to do little like post-it notes, notebook kind of doodles for each one. So I've done like a notebook, I've done a sort of ripped paper taped to the wall, I've done some tacks here with again the paper folded up in the corner. So just a bunch of different types of like sticky notes and post-its that I've drawn out. And now here I'm adding the different categories that I want to do. I haven't thought of all of them yet. I have like recipes, workout plan, and then of course the goals, but I've left a couple blanks. If I think of something during the month that I want to add, then I can add that here. And I'm really obsessed with this washi tape design that I did. I did this like gingham pattern, so yeah, let me know what you think about that. Next, we're moving on to this little clipped paper. I'm using this rose gold marker and then drawing in, do we all remember this red and blue paper? I know I used so much of it in school. Then I have these tacks over here. I just wanted to add a little bit of sort of visual interest with, like I've laid out the papers at different lengths and different spacings, and I just wanted to mix it up and include a wide variety of different sticky notes and labels and different attachments like the clips and the post-its here. And And now moving on to the weekly spreads, one of my favorite parts about setting up my monthly themes. And so I'm starting with putting the name of the month and the layout of the calendar in the corner. I always do this, and I do it on the same page of every week, so it gives a bit of continuity and you know where you are in the month. And so I'm coloring this in, and then I'm gonna highlight the week that we're on. And then for this weekly spread, I'm doing this little like paper with a paper clip, and then I'm using the yellow and purple. I think the color combination is so cute with the pastels, just adding a little bit more color there. And then I'm using a handwriting, like a brush lettering font here. I like to choose like two sort of contrasting fonts to use together throughout the theme. So you can see I have the hand lettering font here, and then I have the block letter of the May on the side. So they kind of contrast, and it just adds a little bit more interest than if you just use the same font throughout the whole theme. Plus, as you guys know, I'm obsessed with lettering fonts, so I love to get to use as many as possible. The first week of May is only a 6-day week, so it's much easier. I can just do 3 on each side. You don't have to worry about the 3 and the 4. If you guys have seen my other Plan With Me videos, you know that I always have to have a to-do list on every single weekly spread. It's one of the things that I use the most to keep me on track with all the different things I need to do. So I'm adding that same red and blue line paper theme on the right side. And then that's all I was going to do for this weekly spread, but I sort of felt like the page was a little bit lacking and I had this blank space on the left. So I'm just freehanding actually a little sketch here. I haven't mapped this out in pencil, so I'm just going right in with my pen. And I decided to just draw the exact pens that I used to make this spread. So you can see the pens that are sitting on my desk on the left. I'm drawing those out, and I'm also going to draw the pen that's in my hand right now, and I'm going to draw them in this cute little pencil holder. And then here I decided to add this quote, "Take a risk." It's a little bit cliche and cheesy, I know, but I was sort of feeling it for this monthly spread, so I'm adding it in my brush pen, and then I'm gonna just add a few sparkles and stars around it to finish off the look. And now on to the second week. Just like before, I'm adding that layout in the top left corner, and I'm doing one of my all-time favorite spreads here. It has the numbers written around the days of the week and kind of more of a vertical layout, and this layout really utilizes the space really well. So I'm just going in and writing in the days of the week in the same cursive font, and now I'm gonna write the numbers around each of the days that I've written. I always struggle, like, where do you put, if you have a number like 8 or 7 that has a stroke kind of like in the middle of the letter, like the line across the 7, do you put that above or below the text? And I kind of messed up with the 8, I put it above, but I meant to put everything below in this case, like the 7 and the 9 for example. I think it just looks much cuter with the text below, so yeah, I've decided to do that, and then I'm just coloring this in, same as the other pages. I'm going to add a little to-do list on the left side, because you guys know I need that, and then I'm adding these dotted lines below every second one, and then every other one is going to have a dotted line above, and that just gives me a bit more space to have on each day to write in my journal. For the third week, I was really loving the sort of goals and habits tracker page that I set up earlier with the sticky notes, and I had a few other ideas of like papers and clips that I wanted to draw out, so I decided to do that setup for this weekly spread. I just think it's so cute with the post-its and the stationery, so yeah, I wanted to do a few more here, and I won't talk about every single one, but let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see a separate like short video or tutorial about how I drew these out, and kind of like some more options or how you can add a bit of creativity to these post-its and these layouts. This spread is already looking so cute. I'm just so happy with the way that this weekly spread turns out. I'm going to be so excited to use it. I actually messed up and instead of starting the days on Sunday, I started on Monday, and I had to like cover them, so you can kind of see how I've like glued paper over top. Anyways, it was sort of a mess and I didn't want to show it here. It was sort of a disaster, but anyways, I think I managed to save it, and now I'm just writing in the correct days, and this week is done. And for the final full week of May, I'm doing one of my all-time favorite layouts, which is these 7 boxes across the bottom here. The only drawback of this layout is that the boxes are really skinny, so it is not the most easy to be writing like your daily plans or any notes you need to make in them, but it does give you this really great space at the top to do some artwork. So I usually try to include one of these layouts per month, and then I do a sort of like feature page or artwork or something. So the artwork I decided to draw here is not toilet paper, which I did not think about, but as I'm drawing it, before I started adding the color, I realized it really looked like a stack of toilet paper. But it's not. It's actually going to be washi tapes. I actually don't own any washi tapes, but I just think they're so cute, and as a doodle they worked out so cute in this weekly spread, and I wanted to color them all in really fun patterns. I'm kind of thinking of getting some washi tapes. I feel like they'd be really fun to just experiment with, and like so easy to add a bit of color and texture to the journal. I've always done just drawings, but maybe this is something I should explore and think about. So at the moment this just looks like a giant pile of paper towel and toilet paper, but fortunately I think the color really turned it around. Here I'm really loving this little gingham plaid pattern I did. I just added a combination of thick and thin stripes with 2 tones of colors, and that gave this really cute plaid pattern. I'm also adding some hearts on this one for another pattern, and like a cross-hatching pattern on this one. I won't show you guys every single washi tape pattern that I did, it's just a bit tedious, but yeah, I've added a few more here. I really like the one on the bottom with the diamonds. What is that pattern called? It's like the pattern that you see on like sweater vests, but yeah, I'm really liking how this page turned out, and I think these washi tapes are just so cute. And finally, for the last week of May, it's just a 4-day week, so I'm just using this half page here. I'm doing something really similar to the cover page to sort of tie it all together, drawing out 4 different types of pens that I've used on this spread, and then I'm going to color them in and write the days on top of that. And this is the final flip through, guys. I'm so in love with this monthly theme. I wasn't expecting to like it this much, but it turned out way better than I thought, and it's just a great bonus that my nails match as well. Let me know what you think about this theme. So this is the Thai chili peppers, and then I've also transplanted the chives. It may have been a bit early for them, but it's too late. And then I've also transplanted that parsley. So yeah, this is how the herb garden is looking at the moment, and I will be transplanting probably these peppers as well pretty soon.
And that's all for this month. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me set up my monthly bullet journal. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I can't wait to be using my journal every day this month. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, friends!